Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to each and every one of you here over here at YouTube. My name is Jason, and we are covering today the must-have comic books of July 15th, 2020, and it is Thursday, the 9th, I think, at the time of this recording. And the world is on fire right now. Most likely you can hear the birds chirping and the wind blowing. I'm inside, but the windows are open, and Lord have mercy, I'm about to melt. Hence, the picture goes right up there because my head is on fire. All right, people, we have a ton of books this week. Marvel is back in full force, and hopefully they will have books every week from now on. So let's get into these books, and I would implore each and every one of you, if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe. Please give it a thumbs up if you like this content. Follow me and share it anywhere you would like. And also you can catch me at From Heroes to Icons on Instagram. Had to take a quick pause right there, playing overhead. Alright, so now we're going to start off with our indies. First we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 106 by Sophie Campbell and Nelson Daniel. Daniel is doing cover A, Kevin Eastman is doing cover B, and Sophie Campbell is doing cover C. Snake Eyes Dead Game number 1 by Chad Bowers and Rob Liefeld. Rob Liefeld is doing covers A, B, and C. And for this book, I believe there are over another 23 variant covers. Some are exclusive, some, incentive covers, and thus and so. But these covers, I'm not going to run down all of them, but they include covers by John Boy Myers, Miko Suyan, which I think is on my hit list for that. That cover's fire. Cale New, who has 2 covers, I believe. Jamie Tyndall. And there are 2 homage covers. One is to that Spider-Man cover with Spider-Man coming out the grave, part of Kraven's Last Hunt. And of course, they had to do a homage to Hulk 181, of course. What looks pretty dope because it's a distressed cover. It makes it look old. Pretty dope. Last book for the indies is Year Zero number 3 by Ben Percy and Ramon Rosanos. Next up, we have Boom Studios, The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 51. I don't know what led me to believe that this series was coming to a close, but here we are, number 51. And that is by Ryan Perrott and Daniel DeNulio. Jamal Campbell is doing cover A. Goni Montes is giving us a foil cover for cover B. And Chris Anka is doing the trading card variant, which is an incentive cover. Last book from Boom Studios, we have Once and Future number 9 by Karen Gillian and Dan Mora. And if you have not read this book, the first trade is out, and you definitely should read it. Image Comics. We have Gideon Falls number 23 by Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino. Sorrentino is doing cover A, and cover B is a super dope cosplay cover. First time I've ever seen something like that. Very nice. Last book here we have from Image Comics is Savage Dragon 250. Written, drawn, and directed by Eric Larson. Cover A is by Larson. Cover B is by Frank Cho. Cover C is by Rob Liefeld. Cover D is by Walter Simonson. Cover E is by Scotty Young. Cover F, we have 2 blanks, pretty much. And cover H is by Ryan Otley. Next up, we are moving over to Marvel Comics, The Amazing Spider-Man number 44 by Nick Spencer and Kim Jacinto. Carlos Gomez is doing cover A. Tony S. Daniel is giving us a zombie cover for cover B. Philip Tan is doing cover C, and Lucio Perillo is doing cover D. C and D are exclusive variants. Most likely you can find them at Comic Book Exposure or Unknown Comics, most likely. Avengers number 34 by Jason Aaron and Javi Garin. And that has one cover, and that is by Matteo Scalera. This book most likely won't be as hot as part 1, but look out for it. I missed out on 33 and had to get it secondary market. So make sure you grab that book. Captain Marvel is back, number 17 by Kelly Thompson and Francesco Manna. And that has one cover by Pepe Larraz. Conan, Battle for the Serpent Crown, number 3 by Saladin Ahmed and Luke Ross. This has 3 covers. Cover A is by Mahmoud Ashrar. Cover B is by Ibn Khalil. Cover C is by Riccardo Federici. Haven't read this book, kind of fell off since the other 2 Conan books ended. Marvel's super book. Empire, number 1 by Al Ewing, Dan Slott, and Valerio Shitai. Cover A is by Jim Chung. Cover B is by David Finch. Cover C is a 2-pack action figure cover. Cover D is by Alexander Lozano of Thor. Cover E is by Michael Cho of The Thing. Cover F is by Ahmad Asrar. That is an incentive cover. Cover G is a Mike Mignola Hidden Gem cover. Cover H is the premium variant, which most likely I believe is 1 or 2 per store. And cover I is the blank variant. Giant size X-Men Magneto number 1 by Jonathan Hickman and Ramon Perez. Cover A is by Ben Oliver, which is the cover that has been shown since like 6 months. Cover B is by Asad Ribic, and C and D are both variants by Lucio Perillo. It was believed that Ben Oliver was supposed to do the cover and the interiors, but now from what they have on Midtown Comics, that is not so. Fantastic Four 21 by Dan Slott and Paco Medina. Cover A is by Nick Bradshaw. Cover B, super fire, is a zombie cover by Arthur Adams. Cover C is by Jorge Molina, and that is an Empire variant. And cover D is by Patrick Zurcher, which is a Confrontation variant. Guardians of the Galaxy number 4 by Al Ewing and Juan Cabal. Evan Sharvin is doing cover A, and Miko Suyan is doing the zombie variant for that. The Immortal Hulk number 35 by Al Ewing and Mike Hawthorne, with one cover by Alex Ross. Spider-Woman also returns this week with number 2 by Carla Pacheco and Perry Perez. Ju Young Yoon is doing cover A. Mike Hawthorne is doing cover B. Cover C is the zombie variant by Ben Oliver. And Jenny Frizen is doing the incentive cover. Super dope. Strike Force number 8 by Tiny Howard and German Peralta. I do not know why this book did not go digital. Nobody's buying it anymore. Anyway, Venom number 25, the second print, and this was the splash page. Excuse me. This book here has a cover from the splash page inside Venom 25 with that new character. To me, it looks like Wraith, but all venomed out. But who knows? And if it is, it'd be good to have Annihilation Wraith number 1 in the cut before the price jumps. Venom number 26 by Donny Cates and Ibn Khalil. Ryan Stegman is doing cover A. Tyler Kirkham is doing both cover B and he's doing cover C. Scon is giving us a fire cover for cover D. Philip Tan is doing cover E. Shannon Mayer is doing cover F. Cover G is by Mark Bagley. H is by Clayton Crane. Cover I is an In-Huck Lee cover. And Cale New is doing the final cover, cover J. Last up here, we have DC Comics, Aquaman 61 by Kelly Suzakanik and Miguel Mendoca. Robson Roach is doing cover A, and Tyler Kirkham is doing cover B. Catwoman 23 by Sean Murphy and Blake Northcott and Cian Torme. Sean Murphy is doing cover A, and Woo Chu Lee is doing cover B. Death Metal number 2 by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. Capullo is doing cover A. Jerome Opina is doing cover B, which is a picture of Lobo. David Finch is doing cover C of Aquaman. Cover D is Harley Quinn by Stanley Artgerm Lau. E and F is by Kuhnka, both of Wonder Woman. And cover G is by Jay Anacleto of Wonder Woman. Justice League 49 by Siam Spurrier and Eddie Barrows. This book must be atrocious. Glad that Eddie Barrows is doing the interiors, and he's also doing cover A and cover B, which is super, super dope, by Alex Gardner. Nightwing 72, I guess this is going into the Joker War Click, by Dan Germans and Ronan Click. Speaking of clicks, cover A is by Travis Moore, and cover B is by Alan Qua. Strange Adventures number 3 by Tom King, Mitch Gerards, and Evan Shaner. Mitch Gerards is doing cover A, and Evan Doc Shaner is doing cover B. Last book from DC is Teen Titans 43 by Robbie Thompson and Aguaro Panasica. Bernard Chang is doing cover A, and Kari Randolph is doing cover B. Midtown Comics put a banner up on their website, and they said every week is our free comic book day. So you can look for new comic books that will be free at all participating local comic book shops. I kind of messed that up a little bit. And this week we have Power Rangers Road to the Ranger Slayer by Ryan Perrott and Dan Mora. I would implore you, if you like Power Rangers or you like Dan Mora's artwork, jump on this Ranger Slayer. It's going to be fire. And we also have from Marvel Comics, the free comic book day, X-Men by Jonathan Hickman and Pepe Larraz. Moving over to our covers of the week, we have Empire number 1, the Thor cover by Alexander Lozano. Teen Titans 43, the Kari Randolph cover. Gideon Falls number 23, the cosplay cover. Death Metal number 2, the Lobo cover by Jerome Opina. Snake Eyes Dead Game number 1, the Miko Suyon cover. And our cover of the week is Spider-Woman number 2 by Jenny Frison. And this week I put an honorable mention just because the cover is super dope. And that's Death Metal number 2, the Wonder Woman cover by Jay Anacleto. And I always believe it's important to mention the names of the artists and not just the cover, because I'm an art lover. And if you're looking for a particular cover, it's good to know the artist that's doing it. For our books of the week, we have Giant Size X-Men number 1 by Hickman and Perez. Death Metal number 2 by Snyder and Capullo. The Savage Dragon 250, written, drawn, and directed by Eric Larson. Avengers number 34 by Aaron and Garin, and that is part 2 of the Age of Khonshu. Venom number 26 by Cates and Coleo. And my book of the week, which is always a favorite, is Once and Future number 9 by Gillian and Mora. All right, people. And if you listen or watch this video early enough, I would implore you to get to your LCS, call them, email them, and let them know the books that you want. Because usually there are at least 2 or 3 hot books that I mention here that disappear super quick. Some covers disappear super quick. Guys have them on the secondary market even the day before they come out. Especially some of the DC books, since the DC books are now launched on Tuesdays. But over here in New York, in Copiague, Bailey's Comics New Comic Book Day is still Wednesday. So, all right, people, I will catch you soon. I will catch you at the same bat time and at the same bat channel. Peace.